like to make a post at least every other day. So because of that, I have posts that I would like to share for the day. The first, well, obviously the title is "What Are You Doing, Fam?" And this came about because I've been on Facebook and I've been receiving influx of friend requests, and I don't just like to add people. I like to go on people's pages and get a sense of their energy and see what they're about and see if it aligns with anything that I'm working on, or just see what the vibe is. And one thing I notice common um, is male and female bashing young women, older women, young girls for their clothing choices. Now, I'm going to get into that in a minute. The first thing I want to talk about is this so called government shutdown. What are you doing, fam? I've been seeing all these posts and hearing a lot about how there are these workers, they're not being paid. And they are still going to work though and doing a half assed job. What sense do that make? It doesn't make any sense. And I feel like honestly this is something that everyone who was affected by this government shutdown is experiencing something that they've been asking for. It's like a mass answer to all the questions you've been asking. And I say this because what the fuck are you doing? What happens when the money stops? A lot of people, it's like the FDA and TSA. Some of y'all are half-ass doing your jobs. What's your point? Why are you there? Hopefully this will stay up because oh my goodness, these lives just drain your battery. So I may have to come back later with this message. But why are you there? If you're going to do a half-ass job, if you don't have passion about your job that you're doing, especially when it involves the lives of thousands, millions of people, why the fuck are you there? Why are you wasting your time? What are you doing? The money stopped, okay? So what do you have? What have you built in your life? What have you accomplished? Because if you're going somewhere and you don't really give a fuck about being there, then why are you there? Why are you wasting your time? Don't say it's about a check, because ain't no check. Now it ain't no check, okay? So why are you there? What is it that you're doing with your life, and why are you putting other people's lives in danger because of some paper money? Can't say that it's important because it doesn't exist now. For you, it's many people still being paid, but you not. So if you don't have the same enthusiasm and the same passion and the same work ethic as you would if you were getting paid, why are you there? You are wasting your time when you could be cultivating something far better. Don't say it's about a check. Don't say it's about your kids. Don't say it's about anything else other than you being afraid to pursue the things that you want to. For you being afraid to go take a leap of faith. Because if you're doing this and you half-assing it, you don't love it. You don't half-ass the things that you love. You don't jeopardize the lives of millions of people because you love something. You do your job. If that's your job, you do it, and you do it to the best of your ability, whether you're getting paid or not. So if you are a person who was affected by this government shutdown in the form of receiving benefits, in the form of receiving coinage, check, then you need to you asked for a sign, and this is your sign. You are not at the place that you need to be at. You are not in the space that you need to be at. You've outgrown it. It doesn't belong to you anymore. And normally, all the time, I won't even say normally, all the time when we are asking for things, the universe is always providing it. God, creator, whoever you call, it's always being provided. And if you ignore it, it's going to whoop that ass. A lot of people are getting that ass whooped right now because they don't have faith in themselves, and they don't have trust in themselves, and they don't believe that they can accomplish the things they can without having to work this particular type of job. And so they limit themselves, and they limit their thinking, and they limit their growth And because of this, they are stressed. Y'all stressing the fuck out. Y'all worrying about what's going to happen next. This should let you know, what have you taken the time to cultivate? Oh, it's still charging. Hey. What have you taken the time to cultivate? What have you taken the time to create outside of what you feel is material? Because there are so many things that are happening right now in this world, and there are so many things that are going to happen. You have to have the mental strength and the emotional strength and the capacity to make shit happen, the capacity to trust and listen. So many of us have not been listening, and that's why we are suffering. We have not been listening to the things the earth has been telling us. We have not been listening to shit ourselves has been telling us. Yourself been telling you don't like this job, you need to do something else, you need to pursue that dream, you need to start that business for a long ass time. Self has been telling you that for a long ass time. You've been at your job 30 plus years and you haven't liked one bit of it. It was cool when you first started out, it was fresh and new, it was something to do, you like the money, you like the benefits. However, you're not satisfied with that. You needed something more than that. You needed something deeper than that. You need it. And the only way it's going to happen is if you fucking do it. Now, if you're going to keep sitting around here half-assing, just know that half-assing is not just applied to your job. If you half-assing this job, that means you half-assing everything else that you do in your life. And you'll know it to be true. Now that you have the awareness of what you're doing, you'll see it everywhere in every portion of your life that you half-assing. And you'll see how all this half-assing has affected you and those around you up till now. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is what I started this video off with. You men and women, especially of the so-called conscious community, y'all talk a lot about building the youth, building y'all people, but I've noticed that it seems like it's the challenge for y'all to do so without speaking down on someone or trying to harm someone based off of what you feel. Now let's take a trip back in time to when our women used to be naked, when our women used to work with the earth. We like to say, oh, they ratchet or they ghetto or they this or that. They're innocent. And those of you that understand what the word innocent means will know what I'm saying. They're innocent in the sense that they still have this light inside of them. And this other thing that fucked me up with y'all. You will sit and say they act this way because people haven't treated them, they don't know how to love, but then treat them like shit. Then talk shit about them. Instead of minding your fucking business, first off, instead of minding your business and allowing people to live and experience the way they live, you're judging them for the clothes they wear and their behavior. You don't know what everybody's path is on this planet. You don't know what everybody's course of action is here, what lessons they're meant to learn. Maybe they're there to help you understand that it's not your fucking business. Maybe they're there to help you understand that everyone has a path of their own and it's not your place to judge what they're doing or how they're acting. Maybe it's your place to check yourself. Maybe they're there to help you check yourself and help you shine the mirror on yourself, because everything that you come into contact with, every person, every situation, every object, anything that you come into contact with is a direct reflection of who you are. And sometimes you're there to shine the light and sometimes you're there to bear the darkness. However, just because something is dark doesn't mean that it's bad. It's dark in the womb. It's dark at night. It's dark when you close your eyes, but it ain't nobody talking shit to you during that time. Ain't nobody harming you during that time, right? So just because something is dark doesn't mean that it has to come off as negative and or perceived negative or bad. Secondly, Especially all y'all back to the earth and back to Africa and back to nature looking ass. How you gonna talk shit about a woman being half naked when that's the way your body was intended to be? We not supposed to be wearing no damn clothes. You wanna know why? Because they block the sun, because they block the oxygen, because they block the vitamins and minerals and nutrients that are in the air. And our body is attuned specifically to be in nature. Everything about nature directly correlates and affects our bodies. Because y'all living on the surface. Y'all living life on the surface. Y'all living this life for the aesthetics of it instead of really getting to the root of it, instead of getting to the true seed of it and learning to understand. Ladies, fuck those motherfuckers, okay? Wear what the fuck you want to wear. And you are getting closer to nature than anyone else because you are experiencing your primal instincts and your primal urges. Especially men, I love y'all, but everything a woman do is not for you. That's just the truth of it. And we have to break that stigma of thinking that a woman should be a certain way in order to please you. Fuck that shit. Focus on yourself. And a lot of these men and women out here are judging these women because they have approached them in some form of time and they were shut down. You think because a woman likes sex or because a woman dresses a certain way that she don't have no sense? She has sense enough to turn your ass away and you act like a crybaby about it. Now you on here bashing women of this particular caliber. All women and queens, don't call me no fucking queen. I'm not a queen. That's a whore. Okay? I ain't a whore. Since we want to be conscious out here. Don't call me a queen. You want to call me something divine? Call me by my name. My name is Damara. That's what you can call me. The other thing about this is that you women, honey, don't worry about that shit. Connect to yourself and trust yourself. Respect don't have nothing to do with what you wear. Now, I'll say respect your body as in the sense that don't just let anybody in your body. Don't just let anybody in your temple, in your personal space. Because I mean, you can do what you want. I'm the type of person that will tell you that anything that you do is supposed to be done. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing. There's something for you to be learning from that situation. Everything that you're doing is supposed to be done. Everything that's happening right now is supposed to be happening. Otherwise, it wouldn't be. Plain and simple. If it wasn't supposed to be windy right now, it wouldn't be windy. If it wasn't supposed to be raining right now, it wouldn't be raining. But it is because it's supposed to, because there's a purpose for it. There's a divine timing for it. There's a divine purpose all the time. Everything is a divine time. Everything is in divine purpose. And the more we focus on ourselves and minding our fucking business, the more we are able to see the divine connection that we always talk about. A lot of us are living life on the surface. We're afraid to dive deep because that means we have to change our modes of thinking. Even the ones that have brought us to where we are now. I'm always changing the way, goddamn, I'm always changing the way I'm thinking. I'm always changing my perception of things. My perception from 2 days ago was even different. Everything in life has a purpose. Now, if we talk about back to nature, honey, trust and believe when the summer hit, I ain't wearing no motherfucking clothes either. Plain and simple. I am connecting to the earth. And see, a lot of the things, we all do things naturally here, but because we have no understanding of what we're doing, we have the fruits, but we don't know how the tree grows. We don't know what's in the roots. We don't know what's in the soil. So we judge the tree for its fruits. The tree has other purposes than to feed you. It's also medicine, the bark, the sap, the roots, the branches, the leaves. They're all different parts and facets. Even so, the soil has the nutrients because that's where the tree is growing from. And right now, y'all just sitting out on the top with the fruits. You need to get down into the soil where the roots at, into the soil where the dark is, into the soil where the nutrients are. But honeys, don't worry about these motherfuckers out here. This is a reflection of them and their insecurity. People will argue I don't give a fuck. I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to share facts. I'm just here to share love. Because what you are doing is living your life the way you are meant to live it. Otherwise, you will be living it a different way. And if you can embrace how you live and understand why you're doing the things you're doing, that's all that matters. Move how you move. And this applies for everybody, shit, not just you women. But I'm talking to y'all because you're always the butt of a joke. You're always the direction of anger, the direction of envy. Yes, envy. The direction of judgment. When there's nothing for you to be ashamed of. There's nothing for you to be sad about. There's nothing for you to be worried about. This is why True Seed exists, because women are always trying to do something for some motherfucking body else. Fuck y'all. It's not about you. This applies to everybody. Men, women, kids, I don't care. It's not always about you. The things that you need to be focusing on that are about you, you push that shit to the side because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to get dirty. So you rather, and this is why, honeys, this is why they focus on you. Because the things they need to fix in themselves, they rather point that out in other people because that's the way people. Let me tell you, universe don't miss a step, honey. Creator don't miss a step. Everything here is intricate. So when we think we're judging somebody else, we ain't doing shit but picking out all the things within ourselves that we don't like. Picking out all the things within ourselves that we need to fix for ourselves. They don't have nothing to do with you. So don't worry about them. It has nothing to do with you. Like I said, don't just let anybody in your temple. You are valuable. Whether you've been hurt, whether you've had 500 sexual partners, whether you've been raped, whether you've been a prostitute, whether you've been any of these things, you are still valuable. You are still beautiful. You are still powerful. And that's why they judge you. You are still radiant. You are still love. You are still light. You are still dark. You are still a motherfucking boss. Okay? Don't let anybody tell you differently. Don't let yourself tell you differently. Don't let yourself tell you that you're not valuable based off of the things that have happened to you or based off of the things that motherfuckers out here that ain't got no sense are saying to you. Learn yourself. Trust yourself. Love yourself. Be selective about who you let in your temple. Be selective about who you let in your personal space. That includes your mental space, your visual space, what you're seeing. Don't read bullshit from other people. Fuck that shit. Don't watch bullshit about other people. Fuck that shit. Listen to yourself. If you're sitting around somebody and you're in the company of people that are speaking in ways that are destructive, fuck that shit. If you are the person that is creating this visual or this emotional, mental, or audio destruction, fuck that shit. Take that energy and transform it and transmute it. You got dreams just like all these other motherfuckers. You have goals and aspirations just like all these other motherfuckers. There was a time when I used to dress a certain way and people were always judging me. People were always saying something negative about me. And I looked at it as if it was being negative. Little did I know my body was trying to tell me something. My body was trying to tell me to connect to the earth, to connect to the sun. How you gonna get sun wearing thousands of pounds of clothes? It's a reason why our ancestors, our matriarchs, wore beads instead of shirts or pants. Not because of a nigga. It was because we knew what the fuck we was doing. Holy Mother Earth, our divine reflection. Everything about the earth is you. The way the fruit grows, the way the tree grows, just like your hair. The way the grass grows, just like your hair. The way it absorbs the sun and flourishes, just like your skin. Your body, the same reflection of the hills and the mountains. You have divine power here. We are the emotional cultivators of the world. And through emotions, thoughts are formed. And through thoughts, actions are performed. And we create this world. Know your power. Learn your power. And if you having trouble figuring out where that is, come and holler at me. Ain't no judgment here on the things that you do. Because we all moving in this life for a direct reason. Everything in here is intimate. Everything in this realm is intricately designed and perfectly designed. So while people think they are being righteous by trying to shame you, or they really shaming themselves, while people are out here judging you for the way that you are, mind your business. Don't worry about them. It's not about them. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and their perception of their lives and their perception of their world. See, people like to think that because you aesthetically do something, that it means that you're physically doing it. Anybody can talk. Anybody can post pictures. Anybody can have money. Who the fuck cares? What are you investing in your soul? What are you investing in your well-being? What are you investing in your mind? Do you know peace? Do you know strength? Do you know love? People be like, I love my people unconditionally, but then talk shit about them. Like, unconditionally means without motherfucking conditions. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Without condition. I love you, but you, if you say I love you, but there you are placing a condition on something. If you say I'd like you more if, you are placing a condition on something. How about I love you and I respect your choices? How about just I fucking love you? We always want to attach our opinion and our thoughts to something that somebody else is doing. Don't have shit to do with you. How about just I love you? How about just you're beautiful? Not you're beautiful, but that's a condition. How about just I see you? How about just a hug? How about just a smile? Y'all always worried about what the fuck women are doing. Worry about what the fuck you doing. Y'all want to raise y'all daughters to not be a certain way. You can't do shit about that. All you can do is instill in the knowledge. And the irony of that is most women do what the fuck they want to do anyway, especially when they're constantly being shown something that they feel that you're trying to teach your child that this is wrong. Y'all know how that go, especially people that got kids now. The more you tell somebody not to do something, the more they do it. They may not do it in your face, but they doing it. You were a child yourself, you know for a fact. So this is my message for the day. What the hell are you doing, fam? What are you doing? If you out here building women, build them. But understand, ain't none of us broken. Ain't none of us broken. That is a skewed perception. You are always in perfect alignment. Always in perfect alignment with who you are and what you're doing. Everybody need a little guidance. What the hell are you doing, fam? Are you building? Are you building with condition? Are you loving with condition? And government shutdown, folks. What the hell are you doing, fam? Are you there because you love it? Or are you there because you're scared to live your fucking life and take risk? When you do what you're supposed to do, you never have to worry about a thing. You will always be provided for. You will always be cared for. You will always be loved. May not seem like it. You may be like, oh shit, I don't know how I'm gonna get this food, bitch. But really take heed, take notice. In all of your life, you ain't never been without anything you needed. Not talk about wanted. Like, we want house. You don't need house. It's nice to have a house because it provides a lot of shelter from the cold and the elements. However, there's people living outside right now In the tribes, in the jungles, they ain't complaining. So you ain't never been without nothing you needed. You always had food. It may not be the food that you had wanted, but you always had it. You always got water. You always got oxygen. You always got life. Never without anything you need. You always have your mind and your emotions. If we spend less time worrying about this physical material shit and cultivating the energy and the strength of our emotions and our minds, you don't gotta worry about a motherfucking thing. So that is my message for the day. What the hell are you doing? What are you doing, fam? Fam, what are you doing? We got to get it together. And we can't get it together. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. It go all hand in hand with this. How in the fuck? I don't give a fuck where you from. I don't care if you from Africa. I don't care if you a Moor. I don't care if you Islam. I don't care if you native. I don't care if you or Aborigine or autochthonist. I don't give a fuck. If we ain't working together, fuck that shit. Y'all fighting about some shit. Don't nobody give a fuck. Everybody from everywhere. Then y'all wasting fucking time. Y'all wasting fucking energy. And y'all gonna keep going in this circle arguing with one another when we should be focusing on how to build together. Y'all so worried about we gotta do it this way and do it that way that y'all keep missing the blessing. And I say blessing because it's blessing and lesson at the same time. You missing the blessing. Keep missing it. You keep cultivating the energy that you so despise. Because that's all the fuck you focus on. Ain't nobody got time for debating shit. Ain't nobody got time for arguing about shit. Ain't nobody got time for it. If you are entertaining that energy, you missing the blessing. Every time. If you are entertaining that nonsense, you exactly where you supposed to be. Stay the fuck over there until you are ready to work. You cannot possibly be building if you are constantly arguing. You can't do two things at one time. You can't multitask on something like this. Either you building or nah. Okay. So what the hell are you doing, fam? We need to come together. Together. Everybody has a particular path and purpose, and we need to respect that about one another. We need to respect that. Listen, you see all these goddamn trees out here? But look at that. Well, I'll be. They're growing in fucking harmony. They all do different things. They all have different medicines, but they all have one goal. That is to purify the air, that is to purify the earth, and that is to provide motherfucking oxygen for our ungrateful asses. Be a tree. Commune with the other trees. Share the soil. Like what is your point? What is your point if you're gonna be arguing with other motherfuckers who essentially have the same idea, the same goal, but just a different method of getting there? Food for thought. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming by. I love y'all and I love myself. Let's get it.